Hello humans, welcome to my channel. My name is Binni. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the first episode of Human Stories. If you have seen my intro video, you know that along with travel, fashion, etc., I also wanted to include is talking about stories that happened or happening around me which cover the issues which are still going on in the modern world. These stories make me think or give me lessons to learn. Whenever I think about these things, I share it with any of my friends or anyone. They just say, you cannot change the world, just leave it. But my point is, of course, we cannot change the world, but we as humans can change ourselves. So grab some tea or coffee because this is going to take some time, and let's get started with our first human story. Obviously, I'm not going to take the real names or who they are, where they are from, any of those details. So the story starts here. There's a woman, let's name her Rose. She just finished her graduation, or let's say her degree, and of course, like any other middle class family in India, or I think there are many other places as well which are similar to India, and in middle class families, once you're graduated, they look for matches or look for boys to get the girl married. So that's how it started. She did not look for a job, or she did not go for any work. Generally in arranged marriages, this is what happens. Two families meet each other and decide if they want the kids to get married or not. So same happened with Rose. Two families have met, they had a meeting. Let's call the guy as Max. Now Rose and Rose's family had a meeting with Max and Max's family. Now Max's family is huge. Max has two elder brothers and two elder sisters, so it's like a huge family, right, along with their two parents. So yeah, that was Max's family. And Rose's family, Rose had just like one sister and one brother, of course, like their parents, etc. The matchmaking has happened, both liked each other, the girl and the guy, and of course the families thought this would be better because in the matchmaking session you talk nicely and you try to understand each other's family, what their requirements are, what they're looking for in the girl and what they're looking for in the guy, how he would take care of the girl, etc., etc. So all that has happened, and they got married. So now Rose is married to Max. Also, let me just give you a picture into Max's family a little bit. As I told, Max's family is a little big. Till then it was like a joint family. They were all living in like one house, like parents on one side in the same house, and the elder brother with his wife and kids on one side, and second elder brother was staying on the top floor, and because he was a bachelor till then, he was just staying with his parents. There were like three sections of this house, and now because Max got married, Max had to live with his new wife, right? Not just because of that reason, but already the elder brother was planning to move out to a different house. So that's what happened. Like it was like a gradual thing. The elder family moved to a new place which is like nearby to this house. It's like walkable distance from the current house. Basically now the parents, the second elder brother, and Max and Rose are staying together in like the same house. Now they have their little space in the house, and Max was working, he was not like a software engineer or any corporate job. In fact, I'm not sure what kind of job he had, but he was working at that point of time. And they were married. The beginning freshness, and you feel so excited for everything. So it was like that, just like any other bride or groom, and it was good to look at. And then after, of course, like 2 years, they have like two kids. Both are boys. I just want to add at this point, there are so many families, not just in India, let's say worldwide, there are so many families who drink alcohol, right? It's like very common. It's not something new, or nothing is like out of the box or shocking. It's just alcohol. And even in like Max's family, alcohol was very common. Whether it's a festival, whether it's a party, doesn't matter, alcohol is very common. So at this point, there was some kind of job shifting or something was happening in Max's life. He was going out for work to different cities and everything. He shifted from one job to another, and these kind of things were happening in Max's life. There was a disturbance in terms of income, there was a disturbance in terms of career and everything. And in between of all this, Max started consuming more alcohol than like a regular thing. Whether it's a weekend or not, there's no specific reason for the alcohol, but just the dose of it or just the frequency of it kept increasing. And one point I would say that, we always say that mom's love, a mother's love is unconditional. Let's say even in this story, it's the same. Now, Max was getting into the alcoholic mode, and his mother, because her son is so precious for her, and mothers have this unconditional love, right? So she, whenever he needs money, she keeps giving, or whenever he needs food, though he doesn't go to his family because they live in like the same house at the end, so he goes to her whenever he just wants some food, or he just wants to talk, or he just wants to have some money when he doesn't have, because he's spending all the money or most of the money, let's say, in alcohol. Mother still used to give him food and whatever he needs. Now slowly the inconsistency, career part, the money part has been going downwards, and the alcohol part is going upwards. And meanwhile, what Rose was doing, she started a beauty parlor, but the point was, it was not like a physical store outside in their own apartment or in their own house. Let's say in their living room, they just had like a small section wherein she placed the mirror and everything, because she was a certified beautician or something at that point. So she just kept a mirror and all the items that she required, and she opened like a small kind of a beauty parlor inside the house, which was of course like a good thing that she started, and she can get some income and support the family in some way. The beauty parlor thing did go well for quite a while, but when because it's not, as I told, it's not a physical store, when you know that someone's family, or like example, Max is an alcoholic, or they know their family situation, and not everyone wants to go to that kind of house and get their facial done or get their eyebrows done. So marketing wise, let's say it's not that kind of a great thing. Let's say it was not profitable all the time, though she was trying. So later on, even the beauty parlor was shut down. And also something else happened in between. Rose suddenly decided that she wants to change her religion. I'm not going to name any religion. I'm just saying that whatever religion they are right now, Rose wanted to change the religion of like her and also her husband and the kids, which is of course, it's completely her decision or their family decision, and they did change. And also, when I said alcohol, slowly, or let's say gradually, it has led to a position wherein Max started hitting Rose. Now, because there was no constant income, what everyone thought was, because in the new religion there was some kind of free food they are getting, or there are some kind of free stuff they are getting when they follow the religion. So everyone else thought, okay, maybe that's the reason that she decided to change the religion or something. And everyone were actually blaming Rose that she changed the religion and all this stuff, which is like expected, right? Not every family is understandable, and especially middle class families, it's not so easy to convince to do what you want. So meanwhile, on the side, the alcohol and the hitting was happening. And apart from hitting his wife, which is like, I don't know what to say, but apart from that, even with others, like example, Max used to go to his elder brother's house whenever he's drunk, and he used to just in the midnight, he used to go to their house, and he used to shout in front of the elder brother's family this and that. When someone is under alcohol consumption, they don't know what they're speaking about, or they just do whatever they want. So he used to disturb their families, and the elder brothers, shockingly, they did not do anything. They just tried to calm him down and then send him back to his place. No one has taken any action. Even like elder brothers' families and everything, they were very upset that why is like he coming to our house and disturbing our peace, that too in the midnight, because you stay with the people around you, and when someone is coming, and it's like a public nuisance as well, right? Now this became like a ritual. Let's say every other month or every other week, Max has alcohol, he either hits his wife. So the information goes on to the elder family or the second elder family, and they try to go and stop him from hitting his wife. Every other week or every other month, he goes to the elder family house, and he would just shout on the road, talking about properties, all that stuff. So this has become like a routine kind of thing. Now, after all this, when I say Max was hitting Rose, everyone could literally see the marks on her body. And again, all this is happening in front of the kids. When I say kids, it includes Max and Rose's kids, the elder family kids. While being hit by the husband, of course, Rose was just doing her regular thing, cleaning, taking care of the household, taking care of children, sending them to school, all this stuff. After all this, few years back, because of the alcohol, Max passed away. He was just in his early 40s, and because of the alcohol problem, he passed away. He was admitted in hospital, and there were treatments that happened, etc. But at the end, he passed away. When Max passed away, the kids, let's say, were a little elder. At this point, they know what does it mean that someone is dead. So they do have the knowledge. They are in like 7th or 8th class at this point. And what was observed when the death happened was that Rose, of course, was heartbroken. But apart from that, one thing was observed, that Rose became like a stone-hearted person, both physically and mentally, considering so much of abuse or so much of torture that she has been through. She has become like a stone physically and mentally. All she was doing in the last 2 to 3 years of him being in the hospital and all that, and after he was dead, even till now, all she has been doing is praying. She is just sitting, she is just praying. If you remember, I told you about the house situation, how they were living, right? There was a reason I mentioned that, because after the death, the house where the parents used to live, meanwhile, just wanted to add this, that when I say parents, Max's parents, the father, he was like 70 plus or something, so he passed away in between, but the mother is there. So after his death, the mother started living with the other 2 sons, and that apartment, or let's say that portion of the house, is empty. So that was given for rent, and now based on that rent money, it wouldn't be a lot because it's just like 2 rooms, or let's say 2.5 rooms, so the rent would not be that much. And based on that rent only, now Rose is living. After all this, there were so many comments, or there was so much blame that was going on to Rose. People were just saying that she shouldn't have changed the religion, she could have done something. Now, because the guy is always like that, we knew that he was an alcoholic, and we knew that he was never going to get better. Then she should have done something for the family, or she should have done something for the kids, or she should do something for the kids now, instead of just praying or doing all that kind of stuff. So everyone started blaming Rose. After the death of her husband, Rose became so hard. She started hating everyone. She doesn't speak to anyone. She just prays. She either keeps praying or she just speaks to their kids. Apart from that, she doesn't speak to anyone. Now, because she was behaving in that way, everyone else in the family, or let's say everyone around her, decided that she's mentally unstable, so let's not go to her, let's not try to help her. Actually, there were like a couple of people who tried to help her, but the way she reacted, they just did not try after, and then they decided that she's mentally unstable, better stay away from her, let her do whatever she wants. She has the rent now, let her live the way she wants, and it's her kids, so let her do whatever she wants with her kids. So that's what everyone has decided. And even now, it's been a few years that Max has passed away, but even now Rose is in the same situation. And the kids, one person is now in intermediate and the other kid is in like 9th class or something, and the elder kid is doing some odd jobs to get some money, and also because he has to make his younger brother study, so he's doing some kind of odd job. For me personally, I still remember, because I saw Rose in person, I know how she is. And I still remember that, you know, when the matchmaking was happening, I saw how shy Rose was, or how timid she was, when the groom's family was asking her, you know, what your name is, what do you do, all that stuff. She was so shy and she was so excited that, you know, she's getting married and this groom is coming into her life, or this new family. She's excited, and she was very open, she was very free minded, she used to speak so nicely. And now it breaks my heart to see that woman who just passed out or who just graduated, because as a routine the next step was to get married, and the family decided to get her married, and of course she was excited and everything. And now after years, seeing her like this, seeing that same woman with so much excitement and shyness now in this way, where people are calling her unstable and, you know, mad. So that's the end of the story. This is one of the stories that make me think, you know, whose fault do you think it is? Do you think it's parents' fault that they decided to get their daughter married so early? Or do you think it's the fault of the guy's parents? Or do you think it's the fault of Rose, that she did not stand up for herself when she was tortured so much? Or do you think it's the fault of the brothers, the elder brothers, who saw all this, who saw that there's a woman that's getting tortured, and they could have sent the brother to the rehab, or they could have given a police complaint, or they could have made the person get divorced and let her live her life, or suggested something like that, instead of, because he's their brother, just calming him down and sending back? Whose fault is it? And the main question I have is, how far do you go for love? When I say love, I mean to say family. Don't you think that in the name of love, especially with families, we are always, you know, confined to a thinking that, you know, you can never go against your family, you can never, you know, divorce your partner, you can never complain about what you're going through, you should just try to adjust to the situation when it comes to family. From ages we are in this thinking. Like example, I just told you that, you know, a mother's love is unconditional, but is it right to be unconditional in such a way that, you know, your kid is not doing a good thing, your kid is going in the wrong direction, instead of stopping him, or instead of just, you know, doing the right thing, just going along with him just to make him happy in that moment? Is that kind of unconditional love necessary? Especially in middle class families, the word divorce no one even dares to use. Everyone is educated. Now in this entire story, the shocking part is everyone is educated except Max's parents. Most of them are educated. So that was the first story I wanted to share. The stories that I share or going to share are not for entertainment, but these are the real life stories, and as I told, these stories make me think and I can never forget them. Do let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this story, and what are the questions that you had as soon as you heard the story. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. It means a lot to me. This is just episode 1. There are so many human stories that I would want to share with you, so stay tuned. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. That really means a lot to me. And do not forget to click that bell button so you will be notified whenever I am here. For more personal updates, do not forget to follow me on my Instagram. All you humans from wherever and whenever you're watching this video, have a great day ahead. Take care. Bye.